H-Town, what's up? You know what time it is. It's time for the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, coming to you live from Houston, Texas, but we're broadcasting all over the world via Facebook Live and YouTube Live. And guess what? It's Women Rock Wednesday today. I can't wait. And as customary, I am going to give a tribute to our starting five. Those are the first five today, women that signs up to the Chop Shop or logins into the Chop Shop feed. And let me honor those women right now. Sonia Billingsley, Dale Griggs. Let me keep on going on down, guys. I'm skipping over y'all. Let me see, guys. Hold on, I got more. Tiffany Sanders, Mindy Collins, boy, my girl, Brandy Nickerson. My girls show up. Sixth woman of the day, Kim Jackson in the building. What's up? Let me go all the way down. Let me see all my girls. I'm gonna call out all my girls today. Hold on. Y'all, I'm going down. I think that's it. Hey man, don't start there, Chris Charles. Don't start there. Hey, you know what? They write an article. Let's not go there. If y'all see behind me, let me go behind me. I'm covering up some of them. Boy, those 7 unique women. And I'm going to talk about them shortly. Hey, Tamika Withers, Tayandra Holmes, how you doing? You know I'm going to shout. I'm going with Crystal Wilkes. Hold up, y'all. I'm going to sit back here and wait. This Women Rock wins. I can't wait for all my girls to get on here. Because we go, no, excuse me, no six. Okay, excuse me. Oh, excuse me. Kim says she's not a sixth person. She is sixth woman. She is a starter. You're right. You're the starter always in my book, Kim. But it's a great Kimberly Smith Branch. Oh, let me tell y'all something. Stop the presses. Miss Branch was one of our first woman listeners long time ago. You know, my take, wait a minute. Something is going on today. Y'all trying to, wait a minute. Are y'all punking me today? All of my girls are showing up today, man. Wow. Hey, y'all see his tears in my eyes. Like, let me get a drink. Hold on. Wow. But hey, women, it's a great day to be a woman on the Chop Shop. But let's get this other stuff out the way, Kim. First of all, it's all right today, y'all. It's all right to disagree. Okay? It's all right. It's all right. I want a little disagreeing today. It's all right, but we're going to be respectful. But it's okay to disagree today. Okay? All right, let's get those groundwork. Now, in sports, we always live in this world where the latest is the greatest. Okay? The latest is the greatest. All right? The greatest day in the Milwaukee Bucks history was April the 30th, 1971, the day that they won their first and only NBA championship. But their second greatest day was yesterday when Giannis Antetokounmpo signed the largest by value deal in NBA history. And it was they beat the Monday's deadline because they had until Monday to get it done. And I just shout out to him and his family. And we'll talk about that a little later. But I want to talk about 2 young men, Hunter Washington from Katy, a cornerback from Katy High School. His dad supports the Chop Shop. He signed with Florida State today. They inked on the dotted line. It's National Signing Day today. Kyron Drones, signed, sealed, delivered. He had announced where he was going on the Chop Shop. These are special young men to the Chop Shop, so I'm announcing them. If other people who signed today, y'all can put it on the feed. But these guys here, parents and these guys, they support the Chop Shop. So I know just a little bit more about them. And women, Keontae Johnson, the young man from Florida who collapsed on the floor. Scary, scary moment. We haven't had a chance to really talk about it this week. and I wanted to share it with y'all. But today is Women Rock Wednesday. But remind me, I want to talk about the Keontae Johnson thing because it had some, and I think the women would. Let me tell you something. If you're a mama, I'm gonna go there, and then I'll get to my women. Let me go. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Kim. Okay, Keontae Johnson, Florida basketball star, projected first round pick, mamas. We for the last 2 days, Kim, we've been on the air talking about people worried about rankings, people mad about rankings, mad at Jimmy for ranking, and mad at Doug, and mad at everybody from well, you ain't ranked my baby, you ain't ranked this, you ain't ranked this. But let me tell you something, and I know, and it's important to y'all. Get your kid ranked, get them to college, and let's get them through college and get them to graduate too. Parents, let's be as adamant about that also. So he plays for the University of Florida. He collapsed on the floor. I don't know. He did an alley-oop dunk, and they took a timeout. Florida State took a timeout, and he went to the huddle and came out the huddle. And I don't know if y'all see it. I don't want to show it on the air, but he dropped like a ton of bricks. Y'all, he just walked, and the guys around him were scared, just jumping up and down like they were just scared, and they kept summoning the medical staff. And I don't know if y'all seen it. Yeah, happy Women Rock Wednesday. Hey, Cynthia, I got some. Look in the background. I'm going to show you how I feel about Women Rock Wednesday, but I'm going to get there because I'm just thinking about if mothers, Mindy, you got a son that's playing. Sonia, you got a nephew that's playing. Every woman on this feed should be able to identify with this. This should be identified. You watching the game, and your nephew just collapsed. I mean, and it was crazy. It was unbelievably crazy. And he was transported to the Gainesville Hospital now, but he was in Tallahassee because that's where the game was played. And but now they saying he's up. I mean, he's doing a lot better. But what I wanted to share with y'all, Mindy and Landon and all y'all, let me tell you something. It's going to be enough on Women Rock Wednesday for everybody today. I'm telling you. But there was speculation, ladies and gentlemen, that ain't been talked about as much, that it may have been COVID related, Tamika. One of the side effects of COVID is myocarditis. And I hope I said that right to your doctors. Which is the inflammation of the heart muscle. And I don't know if anybody, I mean, if y'all got to go back and see it, it messed me up. It messed me up. And they were wondering if this was related to COVID diagnosis, because he had a COVID diagnosis. He had a positive test early in the year. Keontae did. See, and the reason I'm saying that, because there were some players in the NFL who had heart complications due to COVID. And that's why a lot of NFL players this year, y'all, opted out. You remember a lot of NFL, it wasn't get big news, but a lot of guys opted out. So when you take the college kid, and maybe they didn't get the thorough testing as the NFL did, and it didn't show up in Keontae Johnson. So there's some NFL players, like I said, out this season. When he collapsed, y'all, it was heart-wrenching. Guys on the team were crying. I mean, it was unbelievable. You got to go look at it. But I just had to share that with y'all because during this week, I meant to share that with y'all on Monday. But he's up and he's doing some stuff now. His family say he's gained consciousness. He's feeling a little bit better. And I mean, just a shout out. Our prayers. Let me tell you something. I know I got on my knees and prayed for this kid, and I felt it, man. This kid was. They had to induce him in he was coma induced. They had to put him to sleep. Use barbiturates to put him in a deep sleep because they saw some brain activity and they wanted that brain activity to remain. I think I'm not a doctor, but that was it's just a unique thing I wanted to share with the women. And hold up, I got some more woman stuff. It's Women Rock Wednesday now. Let's get to the women. Check this, y'all. Never underestimate the power of dreams and the influence of the human spirit. We are all, we're all the same in this nation. The potential for greatness lives within each one of us. And that's how they introduced the head coach of Kentucky yesterday. The AD, Kentucky AD, Mitch Barnhart, has named Kyra Elsa as the official women basketball head coach. At Kentucky, y'all. Kentucky. Hey, Cynthia Guillory, I need you and Trey Willis. Everybody who's involved in women's basketball, y'all got to share. Y'all see all those bad girls right there behind me? She was previously named, let me tell you about Miss Kyra. She was previously the interim head coach after Matt Mitchell resigned. And now it's official. Now check this out. Kimberly Branch, Anissa Ville, yeah, this your day. This y'all day. Let me tell y'all something about Kyra. When she was named head coach yesterday, there are now 7 black women basketball head coaches in the SEC. Outstanding. I'm going to just let that soak. I don't know how many teams in the SEC. What is it, 14? I don't know. Y'all help me. I didn't even count. 7 black women. In case you didn't know, that's them behind me. Let me move out the way so I can show you them girls. Look at that. That's them. Hold on. University of Mississippi coach, who has been on this show. Yolette McPhee McCurn. University of Mississippi. Ole Miss. Check this out. The University of Georgia. You know that state that they have in the Senate race in? The red state that turned blue. My tie. Y'all got to follow me here. Men, y'all gonna have to just get on the boat. Y'all can talk about all this other stuff, but boy, we got to talk about this. South Carolina, love her to death, Don Staley, great woman. Auburn University, Coach Terry Williams, Flournoy. Mississippi State, Nikki McCray, University of Tennessee, lived in Memphis, Tennessee, McCray, Pinson. And Kyra Elsie. Let me tell y'all something. It's 14 teams. Y'all, let me tell y'all something, man. And hold on. She was an interim coach at first, right? They done went 6-0. And I'm going to tell you what I like about her. She suspended to her best player and I think a second or third best player. Y'all help me, Cynthia. Come on. Hey, Cynthia, I need you today. She suspended her best one of her best players early in the season. And hold up, y'all. Let me show you what she said. Let me show you what she said about it. Here we go.
But at the end of the day, my job as the leader of this program and our staff is to make sure that our players are held accountable and they are responsible and they are ready for the real world. And there is consequences for every decision that is not the right one. So we love them enough. I love them enough not to turn my head when mistakes are made and we have to make those type of decisions. Both of these young ladies are great people. They made a bad mistake and they are taking responsibility and holding themselves accountable. And I am 100% confident that they will be intentional about making better decisions moving forward. And I am confident that they will be ready to help this team move forward to achieve the goals that we have set out. But
y'all see why I'm so proud today? Y'all see why those 7 women behind me right now? Man, if y'all can't get excited about this, man, I'm going to pray for you. I promise you, I don't care about what they were doing and what they were doing. Let me tell you something. She looked and acted like a CEO of a major company in front of that press. Unbelievable, because you got to understand, we got some men coaches would have let that slide. Oh, it's just smoking a little weed. It's whatever. We got some men coaches. Hold up. I'm not through with Miss Carol. Hold up. I got something else for her. Hold up. I got another one for her. I think. Wait, what care? Here we go. When she got it introduced.
Kyra Elsie's Wildcats are 6-0 to start their basketball season, leading to a big announcement for her today. Elsie was named the permanent coach for the UK women.
This is a big responsibility. I am ready for the moment. Thank you to Coach Mitchell for empowering me and giving me the confidence and wings to soar. We hope to make you proud. This year is for you, Coach. Our players and staff will continue to live by the core values of Kentucky women's basketball, which will be family, hard work, discipline, accountability, and servant leadership.
And the team's latest victory came yesterday against Samford. The star of the game, Chastity Patterson, with the game high.
Let me tell y'all something, man. This stuff make me so proud. And Cynthia said that's how she is, period. Rules are rules, period. Their air conditioning players be tripping sometimes. I like that, Cynthia. Hold on, Cynthia. I never heard that one. Air conditioning players. Somebody send that to me so I can have that in my. And Cynthia, I'm gonna give you the credit so people won't say I plagiarize it. Air conditioning players. I love that. I love that, y'all. And y'all, let me tell you something. This is what I love about today and Wednesday, because even the Women Rock Wins is sponsored by a woman, Coach Leah Denley. She was on the Chop Shop. She was a guest on the Chop Shop a long time ago. Now she watched the Chop Shop and she called me one day and said, Robert, I just want to be a sponsor. And she got this company called Alex, AALAX. Let me tell y'all something. It is one. Let me tell you. Let me read her mission statement. They said, Coach Leah continues to share optimal performance strategies for youth programming, as well as career and life coaching to small business owners and female executives in male-dominated industries. Let me tell y'all something. I am so proud to be, just so proud to be associated with a lady like this who just, it's funny. She called us and said, I want y'all to become, I want to be a sponsor. And Alex is the Institute of Arts and Academic Leadership and Athletic Excellence. Go to a website. I'm going to put it across the screen. I think it's www.coachleah.net to find out about a little bit more about her. But guess what, ladies? I'm not done. Women been rocking today, man. Hold up. Let me just click another button. Y'all gotta hold up. Judge Kimberly Budd is the first black woman to serve as Chief Justice of the Massachusetts Supreme Judicial Court. It's in its 328-year history. I'm not gonna give y'all it. I want y'all to go look her up. Kimberly Budd, Budd. The first black woman to serve as Chief Justice. Yo, this Boston, Massachusetts. I don't know if y'all ever been to Massachusetts before. Have you ever been to Boston? 328 years. But these women ain't playing, gentlemen. These women ain't playing now. Hold up. I got some more. Hold up. Mackenzie Scott. Yes, she's a woman. She happened to be white, but she's a woman. Women Rock Wins. She's the former wife of Jeff Bezos, who caught him sending genital pics to his girlfriend. She divorced him and got, how many million? 60 billion, something like that. Yeah. Thank you, Cynthia. Yo, hold on. This woman that gave money to some of y'all's alma mater. She gave Prairie View $50 million. That's the first time anybody ever gave. She didn't pledge it like somebody else talking about pledging the platinum plan. You know how somebody pledged it. Karen, hey, Mackenzie Scott, Jeff Bezos, who made all that money a lot of wealth during the pandemic. His wife gave $50 million to Prairie View, $40 million to Morgan State, $15 million to Clark Atlanta University, $20 million to Delaware State. Correct me. Tell me to stop when y'all get tired. Okay. Tell me to stop. But $30 million to Virginia State University, $15 million to Elizabeth City State University. Dillard down there, I don't know what y'all doing down there, Dillard. Dillard didn't get me $5 million. Come on, Dillard. Hampton asked for that bread. Hampton got, I don't know how she distributed out. I'm just kidding, Dillard. I'm sorry, just being kidding. Hampton got $30 million. Howard, you know Howard, don't play. $40 million. Tuskegee University, $20 million. Now this hold up. This Mackenzie Scott now. Google her. Mackenzie Scott, Jeff Bezos' ex-wife. Okay? Hold on, man. Just hold on, man. Slow down. Okay. Winston-Salem State, $30 million. Norfolk State University, $40 million. Excuse me. North Carolina A&T, $45 million. Bowie State University, $25 million. Women Rock Wednesday. Oh, yes. Alcorn State. Down at itty bitty, whatever, Mississippi, $25 million. I didn't even know about this one. Claflin University. C-L-A-F-L-I-N. Claflin. I'm sorry. Claflin University. Y'all know I got to put on my damn glass. Hold on. Watch this, y'all. I got some more. Eastern Shore, $20 million. I think they get Morehouse some money. Undisclosed sum. Spelman some money. Undisclosed. Xavier, undisclosed. Let me tell y'all something. Women rock today. Hold up, y'all. I'm not done. Byron Allen. Y'all remember Byron Allen who sued Comcast? He signed April Ryan as White House correspondent for the Griot TV. I guess he owns Griot TV. I think it's a 24-hour, going to be a 24-hour news service. I haven't seen it yet, but Ryan has served as the White House correspondent for the last 24 years, covering 4 presidents, U.S. presidents throughout her career. Let me tell you something what's so key. This the April Ryan that number 45 kept trying to put out the meeting and didn't want her in the press conference. This the same April Ryan. Go look her up. He didn't like her. He called her a nasty, evil black woman. A nasty. This 45. That's what he did to April Ryan. All you people who voted for him, he singled out this woman right here, April Ryan. But guess what? She is going to be part of that media group that covers the White House. And hold on. Still Women Rock Wednesday. Stanford University had a victory last night over Pacific. It was the 1,099th victory for Coach Tara Vanderveer's career. I think she's the top woman in the business, and she winning this woman's coach up there, Tara, and the Agumake sisters played for her at Stanford. And a shout out to her that she gave a list of her top 10 players who were in her program. But let me tell you something, women. Let me tell you something, men. And men, let me tell you something. Men, when I come back from the break, men doing some great things too. And but it's Women Rock Wednesday. But if you're just joining in, I was just talking about the accomplishments. Make sure you go back later if you're just joining in to see the rest of the early part of this show. I gave tribute to even the lady who's sponsoring Women Rock Wednesday, Coach Leah Denley, coach of www.coachleah.net. Let me tell you something. Women always rock in my house. 5 sisters. A mother and a daughter. So women will always rock. So women always rock on this show, and we're gonna respect them. And men, we're gonna do better in saluting and better at saluting our women. We're not gonna take the misogynistic stance. Yes, we're gonna be men and we're gonna be powerful. Yes. You know what? I let me tell you something. The reason I didn't, Derek Johnson, shout out to Coach Kizzy Corbett. Me personally, I wanted to find out more about Kizzy Corbett. I know she is the black woman on the front line, immunology expert who developed the vaccine for Moderna, not Pfizer, for the Moderna company, and I had a tribute to her set. I didn't forget her, but it's just some things I want to learn because I don't know whether or not, because I'm watching, because I know they need black people to be part of this vaccine, and in the timing of them releasing and putting her out there, Derek, I just like to learn. She's a great woman. Don't get it twisted. But I just want to, I like to get behind the scene and the motive behind why they talking about her now. I should have been talking about her because she was on the front line of this vaccine. Doctor, y'all can look her up, Dr. Kizzy Corbett, and guess what? I should have mentioned her, but it's just some things that I just like to know a little bit more about. Like these women here, I've seen and researched and talked about these women for years, and I love to see what happened to these beautiful black women behind me. In case you just 7 black women that happen to be head coaches at SEC. The Southeastern Conference. Y'all let that seep in. But Chop Shop, we'll be back in a minute.
And the work is never done. In fact, it's just the beginning. Now we're taking our We Are Family philosophy to a whole new level, creating a space that is more than a home and a community resource. It's a game changer for all who enter.
Welcome to House 330, the next big step in our redefining community. Hey, B.
Hey, how are you?
You ready?
Ready.
Let's get started.
Let's go.
It's the biggest project we'll take on yet. It's the Tangier, and this was one of the top 10 grossing restaurants and event centers in our whole country. And with this location being so central in Akron and very close to the I Promise School and our I Promise housing and our I Promise Village, it provided such an opportunity for the LeBron James Family Foundation to look at our next part in redefining community differently. We want it to be a real special place for our families to learn and grow, and we want to open the doors for our entire community to be a part of that and to see inside our We Are Family philosophy.
We'll use every corner of this space for life-changing, hands-on job training for our students and our parents.
And I remember bringing all of the team into our think tank to talk about that, and hands down, everyone is 100% in. And one of the themes that I heard from everybody was, we can do this because we have good partners that believe in us, that want to be on this journey and know that we're never done.
We'll host family meals and community conversations in the J.M. Smucker Hometown Hall.
Our support of the LeBron James Family Foundation is inspired by our company purpose to feed connections that help us thrive.
We'll have our very own space.
Welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day. Your Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks, who's be in just shortly, coming to you live from Houston, Texas, on this Women Rock Wednesday. And Kim, let me tell you something. Today, y'all, I just said something. Kim, earlier I said it's all right to disagree today. So whatever y'all want to say about James Harden and all that today, y'all get it out. You know, because a lot of this stuff they putting in the news, we've already been telling y'all bits and pieces of it over the years. So y'all should be saying, oh, we've been know that. So we'll talk about that. But the unique thing, I just played that short clip. That thing, let me tell you something. Women rock, right? But that LeBron James is rocking a little bit, y'all. And the reason I want to tell y'all about that LeBron James house is called, excuse me, I'm talking about, he opened it's called a house, 330, a job training, financial literacy, and community hub in Akron that marks the next step in his I Promise movement. All of it's right. It's a big place, they said. It's just, let me say, he says off-court initiatives. He's just talking about his foundation, but now he got another place. He got the school. He got other stuff. And now he got a place that people can come. It's a 60,000 square feet venue called the 30 House. It's called 330 because of the city's area code, which prominently offers a variety of services, of opportunities, like I just said, financial literacy. It's just unbelievable. But what, even Old El Paso, y'all know who Old El Paso is? That's the Mexican food. We always talk about Taco Tuesday. So they gonna put a restaurant inside the place where the kids and their families can come and eat at the I don't eat that kind of food, but it's okay. It's they're gonna put what's JP Morgan gonna put financial literacy, a banking institution inside to help the young kids with financial literacy. These the kind of things to improve their financial health. These are the kind of things that moves the needle. And that's why when we were talking about rankings, Mama and Daddy, over the last few days, we spent 2 days talking about rankings. Rankings don't really move the needle. It's when that young man who play basketball or not go to college and graduate and become a professional and come out and do the positive things. If he want to coach, he'll be able to coach. If he want to be a teacher, be able to teach. If he want to be whatever he want to be a productive. That's what this stuff is about, man. When we on this show, that's the movement. I know everything else it sells. And guess what? And thank God, thank you for Bobby Benjamin. I got another topic that I want y'all to talk about. And I can't wait. And I be wanting Jimmy to be on, Jimmy coming on short. I'm waiting on him to come on. But it was, and he just said, and we'll talk about it a little later, but I repeat it. He said, should H-Town media, I guess the basketball and the grassroots media, I don't think he's talking to the stations. Should H-Town media be held accountable for tweeting, posting out bad performances from top prospects with the same energy that they have when the top prospect plays good? He just wants your thoughts. That's a good one. That's a good one. Yes, Stacey is right. LeBron James is a once-in-a-lifetime sports figure. But guess what? LeBron James got his inspiration from the guys who came before him. He got his inspiration. He's always reading. I mean, he understands. This is the kind of stuff that Malcolm wanted to do. This is the kind of stuff that Fred Hampton, the young kid with the Black Panthers, was trying to do. Let's take care of my community. Let's make sure all of our kids are Jimmy's here now. Let's make sure all of our kids are educated. Let's make sure all of our kids and their families understand financial literacy. I mean, yes, LeBron James is a once in a lifetime, but guess what? We got some people who LeBron stood on their shoulders. Yeah, that shirt killing me. It kills me every time, Jimmy. But that you can button it up whenever you get a chance. But those the kind of things that I aspire. Guess what? We got some young men in our community that's gonna start doing stuff like this. Yeah, I told y'all to be comfortable with it. Be comfortable with these young guys being successful. We got some young kids gonna come out of this community. We got guys inventing shooting machines. We got young kids coming up with stuff to wipe your hand sanitizer. Let me tell y'all something. Hold up. Now it's our job to nurture that environment. All of them can't be basketball players. But if we get a special basketball player, guess what? Like LeBron, let's make sure we put some in him so when he get this power, like, y'all got to realize LeBron could be said, man, forget y'all, I got mine. A lot of players think like that. After 30 years in this business, Cynthia Guillory, a lot of players think like that. But LeBron James said, hold up, wait a minute. God didn't give me all of this just for me and Zuri and Bronny. They gonna be all right. He didn't build that school for them. They going to some different schools. He built that school for us and our people, man. So that's the stuff. When we be around these top players and everybody want to kiss their behinds and suck up to them, and you want to be, these the kind of nuggets you should be putting in these guys' head. These the kind of, if you got influence, Jimmy, what word you call them? Influencers? These are the kind of things. We got some young kids coming up in our community. We got to get him right now. Say, man, the importance of giving back. Jimmy, I thought about you yesterday when I saw this article came out about James Harden, and you said, hold up. You always said, look here. When they take their hands off, the media, they be waiting. And soon, Tim McMahon. Tim McMahon said, waited as soon as Daryl Morey left and said, okay, let's tell Jimmy. They was really repeating an article that we had been talking about the whole year. There's a lot of that stuff, you know. I mean, we kind of knew, but I wasn't going to bring it up. That's up to Jimmy to bring it up. I wasn't going to bring it up. But it's a lot of stuff you already knew. But what's up, man? Welcome to the show, man. Not welcome to the show. Welcome on the show, because I'm tired. It's on you now. Let me give me a drink of whiskey. A drink of water.
Now, of course, we're gonna shout out to all the ladies out there on Women Rock Wednesday on the Chop Shop. We're gonna dial through a variety of topics today. Of course, we'll talk some NBA talk, some college talk, big news coming out of the forefront in regards to the NBA, big news in collegiate basketball ranks, or collegiate sports, big news as far as the high school ranks, and we will get in all of those in order. So you coming, if you're on right now and you want to hear, you think, just hold tight. We'll talk some high school basketball and high school sports news shortly. Meanwhile, we'll talk. If you're on right now, we got breaking news for the NCAA. We'll share that with you shortly. Meanwhile, let's go straight to the top. And you just mentioned the topic you opened is the NBA. And that is, you mentioned the James Harden article, and what we would talk, for those who don't know what you may have been talking about or what we spoke on previously. And basically I had ciphered and defined how things normally work with the media and on the mainstream forefront when in different varieties of professional sports. For every part, and one of the things, and before I lead into it, I will lead into it like this. About a week and a half ago, remember, guys, we had the George Floyd Classic in Houston, and the inaugural basketball showcase, which Yates High School. This was their way to light the candle to continue honoring the late Big Floyd, and that's George Floyd. And in doing so, in this city, if you live in Houston, and I mentioned his name before last week, gave him props. There's a white guy that works for the Fox Network, the local Fox Network Sports. He's a sports director.
Mark Berman?
His name is Mark Berman.
Yes.
Mark Berman. Now, Mark Berman, and I've heard various people, I've met him before, but I've never had to work with him in the capacity of working media on the project, and got to see him work, meaning that the George Floyd Classic, Mark Berman would call and he wanted to know what time the bus was getting to the hotel with Duncanville. He wanted to know what hotel they were staying at. He wanted to know the itinerary. But early that morning, the kids went out to the mural in Third Ward, to one of the three murals that's painted of George Floyd right across the street from the CUNY homes where George Floyd was raised. Mark Berman and his camera guy was right there, bright and early in the mist and rain. And then at the event, posting, and so when you get to watch a person grind, that means you're paying it, and I'm paying attention to him grind. That means that's how respect is derived. And you could see, what my point is with him, how once a media, they're in mainstream, their job is to get to intel. Back in the days, you can get to intel, put it in the freezer, thaw it out, cook it when you want to. Now in our social media society, you got to get that stuff and put it out there as fast as you can, because otherwise it's going to turn into a day-old donut. Well, with the Houston Rockets, I mentioned before, the former general manager had his plug, which was Woj with ESPN. That means Woj always would get the majority of the intel that he got dealing with the guts of the Houston Rockets probably came from Maury. Stephen A. Smith, his plug is the owner. A lot of times, Stephen A. Smith he'll kind of be relaxed on him releasing stuff, because people that know if he says something prematurely about the Houston Rockets, most people in the loop knows where he got it from. So he can't, he got to be cool and tactful when he releases stuff. But my point is, whenever a player is with a program, a lot of times they would do what they can for, as let's say 2 years, go back in yesteryears. We had Vernon Maxwell, we had Steve Francis, We had several others, all the way back to the Lou Lloyd days. When stuff happens and you are valuable, you have value, and you are in favor, then the owners can do what they can collectively to help stuff go away or to help stuff appear to disappear. That's what happens when the city is working in cahoots to make sure. Like many of those guys have had brushes with the law, but then you make stuff easy to go away. So now James Harden is causing problems. You will see, and I warn you guys, I say you will see stuff start to leak out about him that people that inside the loops may have known, but common folk don't know. Then it becomes dang, this guy's really a problem. But what it does is it makes the trade value go down. So now it puts the Rockets in a pickle.
So wait a minute. Right, so you saying it ain't the Rockets? So you saying the Rockets not releasing this?
I was talking in general, but now specifically you want to talk about what James Harden.
I'm just trying to see who would benefit. James not benefiting. Who would benefit?
Daryl Morey would benefit. He would benefit.
How would he benefit?
Because he's in Philadelphia right now.
Okay.
And that's one of the teams that are trying to get him. So now that's the kind of what Daryl Morey basically is saying is you're trying to sell this car.
Okay.
This car has good mileage, not high mileage on it. Great condition. You're trying to sell this. Well, just say damn a car. Let's talk about a property that's something that increase in value, not a car that depreciates.
Jimmy, this is great. Jimmy, this ain't no depreciating asset here. They just offered him 50 million a year.
Let's talk about. That's why we're talking about a house now. You're trying to sell the property.
Okay.
But now, while you're selling this house, all of a sudden, I'm one of the guys who used to live in the house. Now, you're trying to sell his house. I'm going to go and let the world know on Welp that the house was flooded in Katrina. They got some asbestos in the house. Mind you, now the owner of the house, you're going to look at me like, man, why you had to say that? So you was living in the house, you said, man, I ain't said nothing. But how the hell you think they know? How do they know which room the asbestos is in? How do they know? When the people start reporting it. So this is what's happening with James Harden.
I like that.
Now,
Jimmy, that's James Harden now. Jimmy, that's a smart move by Daryl Morey now.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, keep going.
But that's business. It's business. So then what happens is James Harden gets pissed off even greater because James Harden would say, hold on, man. I thought as long as we had this deal, y'all got my back. and then they'll look him in the face and say, man, we didn't say nothing. So that means then you go to Daryl Morey, wait, man, I ain't said nothing. So now nobody said nothing. And so now this is a position because even Harden knows it would make it the Rockets, whatever they were offered, is not going to increase in exchange for him. It's going to be stagnant or even decrease. And the Rockets are hoping last night was the first time that James Harden and John Wall took the court together as professional NBA teammates. Well, the Rockets are hoping that in the old adage, if you win, you will start smiling. If you win enough, you're going to smile more. If you smile more, then that means sooner or later you're going to be happy. So the Rockets are
not preseason, Jimmy. Preseason ain't good enough, Jimmy. Now you know it ain't.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. But eventually, if you're having fun, then you're going to smile, either in the inside or the outside. And it gives John Wall, the recruiter inside of John Wall, to work his jelly. It would give Boogie Cousins a chance to work his jelly. And because those guys know that the clocks are running out on them to in their quest to win a title. This Rockets team, we don't know how good they are, but I know one thing. This opening day roster, as I said before, is much better than the opening day roster 1 year ago. Much better. Much better. They have more pieces off the bench. than you did a year ago. A year ago, how did you win 2 guys? You went 2 guys, 3 guys deep.
Jimmy, ain't nobody off that bench. Jimmy, who off that bench you trying to play?
What do you mean you trying to play?
Who off that bench right now? This great team you talking about. Who you trying to play off that bench right now?
What you got Woods can come off the bench if PJ is starting. That's one. He hadn't yet to play yet. Okay. Daniel House is serviceable.
Okay. He was there last year. Okay.
Yeah. You got
we can't count on him if we somewhere in a bubble. But keep going.
Well, we ain't gonna be in the bubble no time soon. So we gonna count on him right now, at least to the first half. Then Gerald Green is inspiring to the team.
I'm not gonna give you that one. Keep going. Keep going. I'm not gonna give you. I'm just not going.
Well rested.
I'm not gonna give you that one. But keep going. Keep going.
A well rested Gerald Green. Hey, this Nawabi dude is serviceable. He's serviceable.
Hold up, y'all. Jimmy, could you take one break? I'm finna show you something. I'm going to show y'all some preseason from a few years ago. Hold on, y'all. Then we're going to come back to this. This preseason. That's why I don't get too excited about preseason. Jimmy,
we're not talking about getting excited about preseason. We're talking about this team versus a year ago. And you asked me about serviceable. I wasn't done. Ben McLemore is serviceable off that bench. You don't think Ben McLemore is serviceable?
Jimmy, he was in the scrap heap. Jimmy, hold on. Let me give you a little history. I understand. I told everybody in the beginning of the day, it's okay to disagree. So you got the woo-saw right now. It's okay to disagree. I just sit here and listen up. Oh, Jimmy. Ben was on the scrap heap. James Harden brought him in. Didn't nobody else want him. Daniel House was on the scrap heap. Nobody wanted him. He came to James Harden team and got a raise. Gerald Green was shooting baskets with his dog out in the driveway. He came here and started playing with James and got a ring. Let me tell you something. Guy said something today. And this is why I fought James Harden. So that late, you already know how I am about being late. And all that late stuff, showing up for planes for late, even showing up to the film session and Russell Westbrook saying, man, start the film session. We ain't waiting. Let me tell you something. Shannon Sharp said this. He said, but somebody else said it, but Shannon just repeated it. It takes a special type of person to have power and not abuse it. And that's what I'm thinking. Let me tell you something. That's why I blame James. He was given so much. Nigga, Eric Gordon is terrible. Don't nobody never put Eric Gordon's name up there again. It's fucking terrible. Scrap heap. And he came, hold up. I'm sorry. He came here and got a bag. I'm sorry. James Harden got him a bag. So what I'm blaming James Harden is from, it takes a special person to have power and not abuse it. Of course. And that's where I blame him. But you sit up here, this team is so greater than last year.
Yeah. But absolutely.
It don't matter. He still don't want to play. But keep going.
But once again, there's a lot of places I didn't want to go. I went. A lot of things I didn't want to do, but I did. And that's part of being great. That's part of accountability and defines the character of a person as well. A lot of things. There's a lot of times that you had to do stuff you really didn't want to do. And eventually you get to do it and you just go along with the flow. Now are the Rockets going to get 100% out of James Harden? Hell no. But at the same time, 50% of James Harden is better than 80% of the league. So we'll take the 55% for the Rockets. So
you the kind of guy, the kind of guy, know your girl is knocking somebody off. You would take 50 because you want her so bad. You would take 50% of her, and she's singing this song. She's singing a song to you. OJ's song. Your body here with me, but your mind is on the other side of town.
If I'm that type of guy. Yes, there are that type of girls out there, or they're not those type of girls out there. The Women Rock Wednesday that know that they man. Lou Will got one that's sleeping got one in 2 different bedrooms.
No, they sleep in the same bed. Hold on. Jimmy, they sleep. He got a big bed. You ain't seen his big bed. They both sleep in the same. All of them sleep in the same bed. He got a double
And
queen
then,
size.
hold on. And we never brought that up when Lou Will went to the chicken went to Magic City. Think about this.
What?
And he got two at home and had to go to Magic City.
Jimmy, Eric Benet cheated on Halle Berry.
But if you let Lisa Ray tell it.
But hey, no, I'm not gonna go there because I'm too close to that situation. Let's move on. Let's go to the next. Lisa Ray lied, but let's keep on to the next.
Now, of course, the next one is the Greek Freak maxing out with the Milwaukee Bucks. This was big for basketball. NBA wins with this because now it wins with this deal because now the Greek Freak, he's not a free agent next year.
Nope.
What it is, 200 and what? How many million?
226.
226 million, 22 and over 5 years, something like that, 26, 28.
A lot of money.
And it could have been even more had it not been for the pandemic. It would. This is a record. The most money. They say this is the most money of any North American star in professional sports per annual on an annual rate.
Yeah,
that he's got. Greek Freak and you know what happens now?
And Jimmy, all it is a bribe. Jimmy, it's called a bribe. Okay,
what's a bribe?
I'm gonna show you why it's called a bribe. Him giving. That's the owners telling their top player, you can get more money if you stay with me than if you went somewhere else. That's a bribe. That's why they put that Supermax in there, Jimmy, as a bribe to keep their top guys who were drafted to them. This is an owner probe. This is an owner thing. This ain't no players thing. This the owner saying, look, man, I can offer you way more money than everybody. Please don't leave. You're bribing me. Baby, I'm going to buy you I got to tell this story. I ain't going to tell the names. But it was a married sports star that was dating this girl, and she was dating another sports star. He wasn't married. He bought her an engagement ring. Let's say Jimmy. No, let's use me and you. I'm the married sports star. No, Jimmy married. Jimmy the married sports star. I got this girl down here, me and Jimmy, like a whole lot. But I'm married. Baby, here your ring. Hold up, Jimmy. I'm finna use an analogy. Hold on. I got to find something in my desk. Okay.
You need a prop. They call it a prop.
I got a prop. Jimmy. So guess what I do, Jimmy? I went and bought her a ring, right? Now you married. I went and bought her a ring this side, right? Get what you tell her. Baby, get that trick. You married now. Get that trick back that ring. And you go give her one this big. Jimmy, you go say, get him that. And guess what, Jimmy? She left me and was went to be the mistress of a married man. That's how it is in this game. So going back to your point, I'm just giving you the highest bidder. So this what the owners did. The owners said, I don't want you to leave me, baby. I can give you the most money. But guys like Anthony Davis said, I don't care. I'm leaving and going to LA with LeBron. And who else said? Some other guys did. So that's what it is, Jimmy. That's what I meant by bribe. When you didn't understand, the owners are bribing the players to stay in that city. That's all.
Well, guess what? 200 and almost 230 million. You can damn near bribe.
But
you can
Jimmy,
damn near bribe all of them.
Anthony Davis had the same deal on the table, Jimmy.
In which city?
In New Orleans. Yes.
Well, understand. Anthony Davis' situation is different. Anthony Davis said it. point blank, I want out. So it's different.
Jimmy, the bribe was still there. I'm talking about the bribe. The bribe was still there. He could have gotten more there than he got there. That's all I'm saying.
For some people, once you get the money, it ain't about the money no more.
But you want to keep James here. 50% of James is better than 100% of these other guys.
Yes, until you can get something. See, well, here's what's going to happen. As a lot of teams start in the regular season, and the Rockets know this, there's going to be some teams that have made adjustments and made some transactions, and they're going to not have as much confidence in their lineups as they did before going into the offseason. So what happens is the Rockets just sit in the cut and just wait. Some of them teams.
They can't help us sit in the cut. But what if some team don't do it?
No. They can't. No. Rockets have an option. They have an option. They could take one of them deals right now from New Jersey.
But they don't want to make to look, Jimmy, after, what's that boy name that went the young man's who went to the Milwaukee, but Drew Holiday got all of that. They got all that stuff for Drew Holiday. Ain't no way in the world these dudes gonna accept less, and that's the problem. So okay, but Jimmy, it's all right with me. I promise.
Whatever the Rockets put, once again, there's going to be. It reminds me of the spring icebreaker. Every year there's a grassroots team. They go in the off season, put their team together. We looking good. Hicks, put us with the fire. We ready. After the icebreaker, somebody is ready to make a change. Either it's a player and his parents, or that grassroots program, because they realize that something that they had in place ain't performing like it. This ain't gonna get us through. This ain't gonna get us through. That's what I'm saying is going to happen. It's going to present itself. Now, understand, it could even be the Golden State Warriors. It could be, guess what? Because they were patching themselves up. Speaking of the Greek Freak, they were the front runners, according to many, in line to land the Greek Freak in free agency. Now, and that was part of their rebuilding. That's why the Golden State was feeling so confident. And guess what? We just waiting. Y'all just keep laughing at us. We'll be all right in a minute. Now, Golden State Warriors, they have to go and take a whole new route, and that is hoping that James Wiseman becomes and develop into into an integral part of their program. Now, even so, Klay Thompson is gone for the year with Golden State. So Draymond showed us last year. Draymond would have to be most improved player this year. He would have to be this year's Brandon Ingram to regain the trust, because he really saw. I'm gonna tell you something. Draymond Green was so average last season that I'm gonna tell you where he win at, Hatter. He win by coming into the studio with Kenny them on TNT, because now people got to hear him talk and got to see a different aspect of his eyeballs and his personality. Now you can win with that, as did Kendrick Perkins, not to mention off the court what he did a year ago. And I was watching his clip yesterday about how every appearance that he appeared. If you didn't know, guys, Kendrick Perkins, he confessed that every appearance that he did on Fox and ESPN last season was free. He on his own dime. Where y'all need me at? What time y'all need me there? I'm there. And a couple of times we saw on the show, he was on one show one morning and was on the other network.
Smart man.
He invested in himself.
Smart man.
And guess what they do? They handed him a contract. Now he gets paid to talk basketball, to watch basketball, and to evaluate basketball players.
Jimmy, it's Women Rock Wins. I want Shaquetta and all my women today. Jimmy, I thought about something about Greek Freak last night, right? Greek Freak, he grew up in Greece, okay? He grew up in Greece, but he's now a Milwaukee guy. He loved Milwaukee. And super teams didn't appeal to him, Jimmy. Because, he's the one, Landon and Melvin, he never practiced with. You know how all these guys go to L.A. and practice and work out? He never did that. He worked out with his brothers. He never worked out with guys from the opposite team. But from a fan perspective, y'all, I want y'all to look, all your fans, y'all got to help me out there. James Harden turned down $50 million, right? A year, right? Giannis will cross the 50 million mark in this deal, Jimmy, in year 2025-26 when he's 30 years old. Now, hold up. In 25-26, that's when he gonna cross this threshold. James could have got this 3 weeks ago. Just think about how much money Harden is turning down in light of this new deal. But this is what I want. This is what I want y'all. This is what I'm thinking about. I like Giannis, right? Likeable player, special player. He's 25 years old. Check this out. Women Rock wins. He's 25 years old, right? Young. He has won back-to-back MVPs. Right, Jimmy? Y'all correct me if I'm wrong. He was Defensive Player of the Year. He led, he's a lead over one of NBA's top teams. Coach Jimmy, don't what you always tell me. They had the best record. Don't you say that? But this sound crazy, y'all. He just don't move the needle. I got a question. When TNT come on and he come on, how many of y'all run to the TV?
It depends on who they playing. Greek Freak.
I'm talking about people out here. I'm talking about for Greek Freak. We talking about Greek Freak. How many of us run? I know he's not like LeBron. He doesn't get. Does he get you to the TV? Everybody I talked to over the last couple of days say he don't move the needle. You know, I'm just saying, James Harden get me to the TV. I haven't watched the Houston Rockets until last night. He has no commercial appeal. Is it the city? Why he has no commercial appeal? He got a Nike deal. He got a Nike shoe. How many of y'all has bought the Greek Freak? I'm just asking. Stephen Curry makes me go to the tube. I ain't talking about who he playing. Jimmy, I'm glad you said that. It's according to who he playing. I'm saying if he playing Boogaloo State, if LeBron playing Boogaloo State, I'm going to watch. I'm just trying to say he really, see, Sequella, he don't move it. That's why I'm glad he stayed in this small market city, because he just don't move the needle for me. She say he's dry. I mean, that's what I wanted to hear. Huh? I'm sorry.
But he's in that ant bed, he's the red ant. Meaning the Greek Freak. In that ant bed. Guys.
But Jimmy, I ain't talking about that ant bed, Jimmy. I'm talking about TNT national TV game. Does he make you stop?
But
date night. Hold up, date night.
But that's part of what's under him. Under him is a small market media.
Okay.
If Greek Freak was in New York City and had done what he had been doing already in New York City, guess what?
Yeah.
It would be a different whole reception and persona behind the Greek Freak.
Jim,
if
New Orleans is a small market city. Every time they come on, as long as they got that monster on their team, I'm gonna watch them.
No, it got to a point. You wasn't watching New Orleans like that. New Orleans was stinking.
Listen, I'm talking about right now with this boy Zion on the team. I'm gonna turn on the tube.
Hallett, that's right now because this is his first time, going a full season. And watch what happens after that wears off. That too will pass.
No.
Right there, he's the new flavor of the week, of the year.
No.
And guess what?
Guess what?
Because you know what they done done? They've set him up. Here's why I say set him up. They mean a lot of the press, especially when ESPN or whoever came out with these rankings last week and had him ranked very high amongst the NBA guys. So that means now you got X on your back now. You got big X on your back now. Instead of just receiving you as a puppy, come on in. Now guys gonna be trying to take his head off in regarding this league and for his offense.
Jim, I got a question.
Efficiencies he has on defense.
I got a question. Guess what another team in a small market I'm gonna watch this year? I'm gonna watch Charlotte right now. You know why? I want to see Melo. I want to see Melo Ball.
The new flavor of the
But
year.
Jimmy, when
This
he was a
will pass.
rookie, he wasn't a new flavor. Greek Freak ain't never been a flavor.
Yeah, it was.
No,
Yeah, it
to
was.
you like boring.
Yes,
I don't.
it was. Yes, it was. Because guess what? That was a point when everybody really started to know how to pronounce his last name. It was a while when you didn't. And then after you watched him, it became prevalent to even know his last name. Or you could pronounce it or not. It came a point. Now the thing was, and then what he leveled off, what the thing was Greek Freak leveled off at among the NBA peers is during the Olympics. He faced the United States of America, only finished with 13 points in that game, and got basically, it wasn't a goose egg, but they basically shut him down right after he had been awarded the MVP for the first time. And that was the thing that was a moment that kind of like let him like, look here, you still normal. You still regular to us. You MVP because what you did and the valuability with your team. And that was the thing on that. Well, it's time for the break, Adam. It's time for another break. And we come back, guys, talk some NCAA news. Got breaking news for you on the NCAA forefront as well. Then we're going to get into some high school sports. And as well, I know a lot of you guys can hardly wait for that.
Did something interesting happen? I don't know. Chop Shop. We'll be back in a minute.
But at the end of the day, my job as the leader of this program and our staff is to make sure that our players are held accountable and they are responsible and they are ready for the real world. And there is consequences for every decision that is not the right one. So we love them enough. I love them enough not to turn my head when mistakes are made and we have to make those type of decisions. Both of these young ladies are great people. They made a bad mistake and they are taking responsibility and holding themselves accountable. And I am 100% confident that they will be intentional about making better decisions moving forward. And I am confident that they will be ready to help this team move forward to achieve the goals that we have set out. But at the end of the day, my job.
Kyra Elsie's Wildcats are 6-0 to start their basketball season, leading to a big announcement for her today. Elsie was named the permanent coach for the UK women.
This is a big responsibility. I am ready for the moment. Thank you to Coach Mitchell for empowering me and giving me the confidence and wings to soar. We hope to make you proud. This year is for you, Coach. Our players and staff will continue to live by the core values of Kentucky women's basketball, which will be family, hard work, discipline, accountability, and servant leadership.
And the team's latest victory came yesterday against Samford. The star of the game, Chastity Patterson, with a game high 16. She also had 7 steals as Kentucky won it easily, 88-54. And Mary Jo,
welcome back to the best 120 minutes of your day. The Chop Shop, the nation's #1 urban sports talk show, and also your midday sports happy hour. Yours truly, Robert Hatter, alongside Jim Hicks. That was Kyra Elsie. Let me tell you something. The 7th black basketball women's head coach of women's basketball in the SEC. Powerful. I go back and read the show, or go and look it up. It's 7 of those women. If you let me shrink the screen a little bit, Jimmy, so they can see those women behind us. All of those powerful black women behind us. Shout out to them. It's Women Rock Wednesday. SEC women's basketball, you rock the day. We salute you today. It's a proud moment, Jimmy. I know you were on the show, and I know a lot of people weren't on the show when I talked about these women on Women Rock Wednesday, but it's unbelievable that it comes. Jimmy, it ain't but 14, Jimmy, SEC teams, they just told me. And 7 of them are run by those girls like that, man. It's just unbelievable. And Jimmy, I don't know if you had a chance to speak on it, but unbelievable, baby. What you got?
NCAA news, of course, guys. This is kind of somewhat breaking news this morning. The Supreme Court has announced they will hear the case of the NCAA and with the antitrust rules that will enable the players to be compensated for their name, image, likeness, and whatnot. This is huge news. Huge for both sides, because the Supreme Court very rarely intervenes in NCAA cases. They very rarely intervene in amateurism stuff. Now they've agreed to hear this. Mind you, next month, the NCAA is expected to make their announcement on the name, image, likeness. Meanwhile, so this, the question I guess comes from, as opposed to when will the Supreme Court hear this case? Because it'd have to come before mid-January, and this could affect and unravel a lot of the things the lower courts ruled that would hit that paved the road for a lot of people to even get. Let me tell you something, guys. This stuff is humongous, and it just goes to show.
Jimmy, I haven't read it. What is the argument at the Supreme Court? What is the argument? Because I haven't seen the article. Because the Supreme Court only rules on stuff that has happened before. They only rules on something that has precedent. Huh?
It's challenging the restrictions,
okay,
right? Mm-hmm. That they can, on the compensation that the athletes can receive for playing on these teams. So that's what they're challenging. They mean in the NCAA.
Okay.
And not just the NCAA, 11 of the top conferences are banding together with the NCAA on this side of the fence. I know one conference ain't part of that 11. I bet the SWAC ain't part of that 11. And so then it brings up the topic of the HBCU. Remember, that was it's still 2020, y'all.
I can't wait to read this.
That was one of the narratives in 2020. You know, by some of our top athletes going to HBCUs, you know, and that was a narrative. And you understand, let me tell you what you got to understand. On a narrative such as that, if the HBCUs aren't going to continuously supply the some of the mainstream people of color to help push those narratives and keep the candles lit, don't you dare think for a minute that Skip Bayless is going to be pushing this as a topic. You know, Max Kellerman is going to be pushing this as a topic. Don't you think for a minute? So that means who's going to keep it lit? You can talk about it. Everybody get fired up. You get rah, rah, rah for a day, for a week. It's the flavor of the month. Go get a T-shirt made or some stuff. Once you put it in the dryer, it shrinks. You don't wear it no more unless you're going to sleep or cutting the
NCAA is fighting this thing, Jimmy. They
fighting hard.
They fighting this, man.
They fighting big.
Yeah,
it's big.
I'm just reading a little. I'm sorry, y'all. I took a little break.
And you think, I'm telling you how big it is. You think about this. The Supreme Court, 1/3 of that Supreme Court was hand placed by the sitting president right now.
Yeah.
NCAA, remember, the sitting president intervened in NCAA business during the offseason with the Big Ten in football.
But Jimmy, that same Supreme Court shot down that same guy you talking about.
You owe me one. That means we owe you one.
Nah.
You see how they come? That's what I'm looking at it. Potentially. I owe you one. Man, we got to do what we got to do on this one, man. You wrong. Yeah. You dead wrong on this one. But I got you. Hold tight. I got you. That's what this thing
is about. Hey, man. Why, you know what, Jimmy? Jimmy, explain to me. Why does a guy who went to a HBCU seems to have so much disdain for HBCU? And if I don't know, because I've never sit down and talk to you personally about this, but I have never heard you say a positive thing about any narrative about an HBCU. Every time it's mentioned, did something happen? And if you want to talk about it later, we can talk about it later. If you want to share it with the people, that HBO narrative is dead. Mississippi Valley losing by 50 every game killed that. No, that ain't killed. Why? Every time we mention about a top player come to HBCU, it seems like some guys, maybe y'all had bad experiences. I don't know. And I'm just curious because I didn't go to HBCU, and I seem like I have more positive things to say about it than the people that went. So I'm just nothing against you. I mean, but when you put it on this feed, let me tell y'all something. If y'all put it on this feed, me and Jimmy might see it and we might talk about it. Okay. So if you can put it on the feed, then be okay if we talk about it. I just want to know, did you have a bad experience? Something must have happened. You know, is this Lindsey Hunter's first year, Jimmy, over there at Mississippi Valley?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So I'm just no. I'm not nothing. No. Remember the day? It was on the show today, Jimmy. My headline for the day was, y'all, today, let's disagree today. It's okay to disagree today. I'm just trying to figure it out, man. Because anytime you say historical black college or universities, man, my heart lights up. And I never attended one. My family did. I could told y'all the story. I was a little young man that my mom, I didn't know her connection. She always took me to the Bayou Classic. And we from Memphis. Maybe she had friends. You know, now maybe the friends met up. I wasn't going hanging out with the friends. I didn't know about the friends. I was a little boy. But I remember every year, she would always take me to this place, and we stayed, I tell you, Jimmy, we stayed at this place called the Monte Leon. The Monte Leon. And I'll never forget it as a little boy. And then I was big enough, and when I got big, I wasn't able, I didn't stay at the Monte Leon, Jimmy. You know the other hotels that we got a chance to stay in. But I don't know. But I don't have a problem. I just want to know, what is the disdain from people? Got to be for the right reason, not for photo ops. No matter what you don't know nobody's motive. Now you're a skin diver. How you know the motive of the people? They're not photo ops and clout. So, okay, this is a photo op. Jimmy, hold up. I got a photo op for you, Jimmy, today. On CBS Sports, Jimmy. Just a photo op. National Signing Day. Deion Sanders flips Georgia cornerback commit Dijon Warren to Jackson State's class. I guess that's a photo op, Jimmy. I guess that's a photo op. Cause hold up.
No, that ain't no photo op right there.
What? I'm just trying to figure out what's going on. If you didn't stand in financial aid line for 8, okay, listen. I asked that for a reason. I didn't have to stand in the financial aid line. I understand that, Fob. And guess what, Fob? A guy like you, thank you, man. Thank you, Lord, for this. Fob, thank you for answering that question. Jimmy, he said, if you stand in line for financial aid for 8 hours, you don't have the right to use your university's clout. Fob. So why don't you people who went to those universities, why don't y'all, hold on, figure out a way to shorten that line down? Why don't you go back to your university and say, this is my biggest problem? You know why it's a big problem to me? I mentioned it on the Chop Shop twice. Why can't, Jimmy, we go do something about it? Why can't we go? I ain't talking about 45, Martin. Martin, you done missed the boat. We ain't talking about 45. Ain't nobody said nothing about 45. We ain't talking about 45. He talking about the photo ops of the young men going to these universities. Young men saying, okay, I'm going to the, what's the guy at Howard? No, Fob. Well, go do it again. You know why I'm saying this, Fob? So no other the reason I'm on this show talking to these parents every day, Fob, you know why? That I take 2 hours of my time every day, sometimes 3? Because I don't want no parent to have to go through certain stuff that I saw in the summer basketball arena. So every day, me and Jimmy giving out nuggets about this. So what I would say is, not just go one time, I would go back to my university again and say, man, this is my biggest problem with this university. How can we get this financial aid thing down from 8 hours a day? Because you're right. I did not know about it. I didn't have to stand in line. So I feel your pain. But let's do something about it. Jimmy, what we do yesterday? On Monday, we gave problems. Tuesday, we gave problems. And then guess what we said? Let's find solutions. What is the solution to help that? Jimmy, you didn't have to stand in. Did you stand in line for 8 hours? You was an athlete. You didn't have to stand in line for 8 hours. So I'm just saying, what can we do? What can you do as an alumni to help that situation? I'm glad you said that, Bob, because that needed to be said. Because a lot of people, Jimmy, what Joe Madison said, when you're always calling, complaining, his first thing is, what are you going to do about it?
But one of the things that I'll have a question, and this is a good, interesting question. I'm gonna throw it out there to the boom boom room. And I've never asked the question before, so it may sound a little, it may sound to a degree ignorant to some who are keen of this. But this is what I didn't understand. Mm-hmm. Okay, we understand that inflation has rose at a certain degree over the past 4 decades. Mm-hmm. Okay, but back when, let's say in the 80s or the 70s, these HBCUs were existing, mm-hmm. and it didn't seem, I mean, I was still a little kid, but it didn't appear they was in financial strain, but it was a proud sort of that atmosphere that came with them. But I understand mind you, until like 1977, 78, schools like TSU was NAIA at that time. Okay, if those schools were self-sufficient in those days, then how and when collectively, can you guys tell me, did they get to the point where they needed help from their neighboring predominantly white institutions? For example, Prairie View to Texas A&M, Grambling, Louisiana Tech, Southern LSU, TSU, U of H. And I know U of H has long tried to encompass TSU, and TSU fought tooth and nail to not be a part of not be their little brother. But they were in the shadows of them no matter what, regardless, in the shadows of. So if you guys, I'm just curious, if they, like now, it seems like all the basketball programs have to go play these money games, the guaranteed games, and get their heads beat in. And then when they get their heads beat in, then they'll go say, well, playing those guys prepares for the SWAC. We go and play these tough guys, play all these tough ass games. Guess what? That's good. Get our guys ready. Last night, Arkansas Pine Bluff played North Texas, lost by a quarter. So Pine Bluff is like 1-7 on the year. So losing to North Texas by 25. I don't give a damn how many times you play North Texas. Arkansas Pine Bluff ain't winning the SWAC. So I just don't subscribe to that theory. I understand it's in good faith and very well may have a different meaning that could be applied two different ways. But people that say, well, we play the best, that's going to make us better. Here's what this should be changed to. If you play the best, it could make you better. That don't mean you gonna get better playing the best. How that was the case when your son played at Westside High School. That was a school in your district called Robert E. Lee. They ended up changing the name to Wisdom High School. Robert E. Lee High School. They played Bel Air, Madison, Lamar, Westside every year. Been playing them every year for the last 20, 30 years. Guess what? They lost by 130 points, 120-something points to Jack Yates. Made national headline news. I don't give a damn how many times they played them. Yates High School, which wasn't in their district at the time. Mm-hmm. I don't know how many times they played Yates. It was gonna get them ready. That wasn't gonna make them better.
Yeah.
What it did, by the time they played, the time they got the district, you know what happened in schools like that? They started off with 10 players. By the time they get the district, they only got 6 or 5.
But help me, Jimmy. My thing is, and I think the topic in the beginning, my thing is the disdain of an alumni of an HBCU. And thank you, Fob. Thank you for your thing. And I Fob, the reason I wanted to ask you, because I know some more people that went, they didn't have that experience you had, but I know a football player who went and said he didn't have a great experience at HBCU. So he don't like HBCUs. I'm just trying to figure out why. I didn't walk a mile in y'all's shoes. I wish I had. My daughter, she went to TSU. She never told me that Dad, I can't stand this girl. She never said anything negative. She was a regular student. And maybe I'll ask her later. I don't remember her standing in line because she would have complained about that. She complained. So I'm just trying to figure out, Jimmy, and that's why, thank you, Fob, for that. Man, hey, let me tell y'all something. Because we talk about it, that means it just struck a chord in me. I want to know why we don't love our HBCUs, because I love them. But guess what? You know how other people can love your kids because they ain't got to live that with them? You know how, Jimmy, you know how the people talk, man, bring them over. I'm having fun. perfect guy. My daughter had a little dog. She loved him. I hate him. He always bite me. And guess what, Jimmy? The only reason she got rid of him is why? The little Yorkie, the little old badass dog. She got rid of him because he bit up her shoes, her nice shoes. He bit him up. Didn't she want to get rid of him? But I'm just trying to figure out, Bob, what is the disdain I've been hearing on Facebook. I've been seeing it on Twitter. Anytime a guy that went to a black college, they feel like, man, McKill Maker, he clout chasing. Mickey, whatever the guy's name. See, I forgot the kid's name. Mickey, he clout chasing.
William.
Mickey Williams. Thank you, Jimmy. That's his name? Mickey Williams. Okay. Clout chasing. I'm just trying to figure out what's the problem. That's all, Jimmy. I'm glad you gave your explanation about them getting beat. But my thing is, these people just don't seem to understand it's historically black colleges and universities. History. This is our history. Let's do something to make our history better. Okay? Mikey. Yeah, I said Mikey, Mickey, Mikey, whatever his damn name is. Yeah. But it's okay. Yeah, but all right. It's all good.
Yeah. Now,
what's the next topic?
Now, Bob say every team covered besides TSU and Prairie View. Bob, there ain't no way you're gonna tell me that Texas Southern was less than a 17-point underdog against Auburn yesterday. That's all they lost by. I know damn well that game with no TSU. It wasn't. What was the line on that game?
I don't know. I don't keep up.
I'm on Farber. He'll come. It's a delay. He's saying every team covered besides.
He said
that's not true. Did TSU cover when they beat Wyoming ass 3 weeks ago?
Oh,
on the road, did they cover that time?
Okay.
Okay. The TSU. Do you understand? TSU.
He said they covered. They won. His bad. He just said he ain't gonna say it. He said they covered, man. You know what they covered, man. You know what he said.
Yeah, they covered. They won. That was the irony in that. That's what I'm saying to you. Exactly. Did they cover against Wyoming? They won. That means you said they don't. You said your statement was every SWAC school covered besides TSU and PV. That means everybody else covered except TSU and PV. That ain't true.
Jimmy, Kim Jackson said, don't forget to text the Klein Forest coaches back after the game this weekend. Okay. I don't know what that means. That must be an inside joke.
Okay, good deal. I ain't got the text. I'll get with him shortly. Okay. And thanks a bunch, Kim. Right. I get on top of that now.
But I know you had something else.
One of the things, of course.
Is it high school time?
Yes, we're creeping up on high school basketball time. And one of the things, guys, I want to give a statistic about TSU.
Okay.
This TSU team this year has 3 players from Houston in the starting lineup.
TSU has?
Yes.
Who are they?
The boy from Thurgood Marshall that went to A&M.
You know I don't know.
What's his name? They was on the state championship team. Slim, the skinny kid.
You know I don't know the
Come
name.
on, guys. You help me out.
Y'all help him out. Y'all know I don't know
John Walker. John Walker.
Okay, see.
John Walker.
Okay.
Texas A&M. Right? Carl Nicholas.
Okay.
I forgot he went somewhere up in the Midwest and played. I don't know. Somewhere he went up and came on back. And Jordan Gilliam, who played at one of the California schools. I want to say UC Riverside at first. Then he went JUCO, I think. And then he came on to Texas Southern. 3 in the starting lineup.
Okay, I like that.
So I'm extra rooting for them. That's 60% of their starting lineup is H-Town.
Okay.
And the fourth guy is from right next door in down in Louisiana.
In the starting lineup? In the starting lineup?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the kid Galen.
Wait a minute, ETN play for them? Bryce ETN play for them?
Is he still there? Is he still there? Or was ETN a senior last year? I'm not sure. Anybody let me know? Some of you guys let me know. Is ETN still at TSU? Bryson ETN, or was he a senior last year? I'm not sure. But I do know, but ETN started a couple of games toward the end. He was a very big part of their offense a year ago. But you guys let me know. Corey says yes, he's still there. And
No, hold up. No. Hey, and Fob said, relax, man. He messed up. Relax. He got you. He relaxed.
Well, now he ain't got him. I mean, I had to correct him. And sometimes, you got to make sure because people read that. And
you remember I told you, Robert told me to calm down. I wanted to come out there and calm down. Shut the hell up.
So there we go. Thanks. So Kevin Allen just defined it. Bryce ETN is still there. He broke his foot. So he gets so understand.
Okay.
So here's what we got. John Walker is a junior.
Okay.
Carl Nicholas is a junior.
I
think Gillum is a junior.
And they get an extra year.
All three of them dudes coming back next year, and they get an extra year.
They're gonna be a juniors again next year.
And they get an extra year. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So those three back in the fold. Then you got little Reedus, who's a sophomore right now. He's playing. He's serviceable off the bench.
Both of them still there.
Well, one of them is a walk on. One of them is
okay.
Is one of them plays. One of them don't. One of them just hold tight.
Okay.
You'll play when you're a junior or senior.
Okay.
We still it's one of those things.
That's all right. I like that
because you have to realize who's still there also is McClellan's son, the athletic director. I mean, the commissioner of the SWAC. His son is still there. As well as Johnny Jones' son is on that team still there.
I didn't know. I got Kevin Allen. Y'all sure don't do a good job over there to let me know what's going on over there, man. What's wrong? I don't know nothing about TSU basketball, and that's y'all fault. What did you say, Jimmy? Input equal output. One left. What's one left? One.
One of the twins left. Where did he go?
Where he go? Pat. Okay.
Y'all let us know that.
I did not know.
Yeah, but understand something. This is like a teachable moment as to, and I just mentioned these players and how hard it is. People just take for granted, and I think it's an ego. It's a ego protection for people to constantly try to make it seem like, well, man, like TSU or the SWAC is your last resort. Like a Prairie View or TSU in this area is your last resort. That ain't the case.
Mm-hmm.
You want to use some things as measuring sticks, and we'll speak on Southern, and I'll get him some good ink, right? Some good airtime right now. Like Southern University, I think Southern. I know they play UAB tonight, but they played Iowa a couple of weeks ago, and Iowa only beat them by, let me see,
Iowa State.
Iowa.
Oh, with the big fella.
How much would you think that if you get game, what you think that line would be? 50?
I don't know the lines, but
I'm just saying what you think it would be. You would expect.
Yeah. Our powerhouse.
Yeah, they got Luke Garza.
Yeah. Monster.
Lotto pick.
Yes, sir.
103-76. They lost by 26 points.
Now, what team played?
27 points.
What team? Who is this? What team is this?
Iowa.
What? Who was the HBCU?
The Jaguars.
Oh, Southern. But Jimmy, style of play sometimes a mess it up a little bit. And Luke probably sat down. The last. Yeah.
Still, but that happens in all blowouts.
Yeah.
In all these matchups we see when these lopsided scores, but you're gonna see guys sit down.
But Jimmy, before we talk about high school basketball, I want you to throw this premise. We're gonna talk about it with high school basketball because I got another one. Bobby Benjamin blessed me with another topic. He said, "Should." Told you, boy. Y'all gonna learn today. If y'all tag me, if I find it interesting, he said, should, Jimmy, H-Town Media be held accountable for tweeting, posting out bad performances from top prospects with the same energy they have when a top prospect plays good. What are your thoughts?
Say that again. I like it. I want to make sure I heard it right.
Okay, you ready? He said, should H-Town Media, the grassroots media, be held accountable for tweeting, posting out bad performances from top prospects with the same energy that they tweet out when the top prospect plays good? You remember what you said a long time ago. Man, when you're sending me these, when he's scoring 30, I want to know when he showed 10 too now. Send me all of them. I remember that. I never forget that. Send me when he don't score, when he don't do as well. So, should the media do that? And why wouldn't the media do it? Jimmy, that's what be my thought. Why wouldn't the media, with the same fervor that they tweet out a good performance, why shouldn't? Because they don't want to get on, maybe, and Jimmy, my thing, maybe they don't want to get on somebody's bad side. Maybe they won't have access to that player no more. That's just me talking. I don't know how the local media works. I'm just on the chop shop. I don't know how it works. So, Jimmy, I mean, you can go from there. Did you understand the question or the statement?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, here's the deal. Should they? Yes.
Okay.
And that means it would take for somebody to. But here's the thing: so many people are reluctant of hurting other people's feelings with simple, valid questions in a public forum. This is one of the things that I'm encouraging. I'm pleading with you guys to don't understand. There's a difference between attacking somebody and asking them a question that has good merit. And it is. But then that question sometimes has fear of retaliation because a person will say, man, why you gonna ask me that on there? Now understand, if it's a valid question that is above the belt, you're not asking about somebody's personal stuff or personal business on the public forum, and that's private versus public, then that's something maybe different. But a simple question is that, why not ask the guys? Or why not request, not even ask, request and demand you guys be accountable? Because then, first of all, you have to pay attention to the ones, and many of them do, who give favorable tweets to little Johnny when he does well, when the sun shines out. Pay attention to the ones who act like little Johnny didn't even do nothing whenever little Johnny lay an egg. Pay attention. You know who they are. And so the thing that I'm glad about is that a question of such is not applicable to me. Because remember, you guys know.
You don't tweet it out nowhere.
I don't do a lot of tweeting about no kids on social media. Should I? Could I? Maybe so. But that's just been my thing. Know why? Especially now, because I'm doing the rope-a-dope on the city. I'm letting them punch themselves clean the hell out with all this stupid ass stuff that they keep doing out there in the kids. And hopefully, either their arms will get tired, or you guys will get tired of getting hit. One of the two gonna happen. You're not gonna love getting your ass hit like this over and over and over and over. So you're gonna rise. It's gonna be an uprising. It's gonna be a lack of support. People make a change and you'll be a more informed consumer, which is what you guys are. And that's the thing. A lot of times, Adam, we go to certain restaurants, we go to certain lounges, we go to certain bars, we go to certain businesses because of the customer service. That's a lot of time. A lot of places I go eat at, I know I can go eat at better places. But some places, man, when I come through the door, man, hey, Hicks, man, what's going on? I just don't order the stuff that I know they don't taste good. Order something else. It's hard to mess up a batch of French fries. It's hard to mess that up. Some people that can't pour drinks right, don't order beer. you know,
Man, boy, you gonna bring an analogy about pouring a drink. You can't have some about eating and some about that jailhouse. Give me your great. But Jimmy, I'm just curious. I'm glad you explained that and how parents. I mean. Jimmy said he just, hold up, I'm going to leave Jimmy out of this. Where are my media guys out there, man? Why, Jimmy, I never forget, man. I never forget, man. I'm sitting in a game, man. I'm sitting in a game, y'all. And I hated to see this, but I saw it myself. I'm sitting in a game, and somebody was at the game with me. And they said this player was willing this team back to the win. And this player didn't turn the goddamn ball over 4 or 5 times in a row. I said, hold on, man. Y'all can't do that. But guess what? I thought it was harmless back then. It was about 3 years ago. But if y'all wasn't at the game and saw what I saw, I mean, y'all, now that kind of stuff right there, y'all, we got to cut that out, man. When y'all see that again, man, especially the other guys in this industry, it ain't good enough for me to expose them. Y'all need to expose each other in this industry. And I didn't know what was going on again, Jimmy. I thought after you called them people out and called them out, I didn't, come on, man, you can't tweet. Lil Johnny is willing his team back to the win. And Lil Johnny turning that thing over. Excuse me, Lord. Turning that thing over.
Here's what, in all likelihood, when you guys see that, and it's the thing that's confusing to a lot of parents. And I think a lot of parents really don't know and are unknown of what some of the things that really goes on. If you're a first-time viewer on the Chop Shop, I suggest you go get a piece of paper and a pencil, pen, something to write with, and take you a couple of notes. Also, if you're a first-time viewer, like our page. Follow us on the Facebook and on the YouTube. If you're there. If you're there on YouTube, give us a thumbs up if you would. If you're on the Facebook, please share the show right now. This is where it gets good. Well, gets even better. It's already been good. Understand this. There's a lot of people out there. And parents, maybe, I'm saying, solutions is what I try to, and I'm striving to, because I made a pledge to you guys. Sometimes I address some problems, but I try to implement at least one solution. Then I ask you guys to give me some of your solutions to help. That way we can all help. That's all we can do right now. It's a fire burning. We're trying to figure out how to put some fire, either be able to contain this fire. Mm-hmm. Parents, there are a lot of people that sit next to you in the stands, that you are at games and you see what's going on. And after the game, during the game, you see certain tweets go out that so-and-so is killing. So-and-so is dominating. You know what your eyes see. And there's a difference between dominating, killing, and making 1 or 2 baskets in a row. 1 or 2 baskets in a row means he's heating up. 2 baskets in a row, 2 or more. 1 basket, you made a basket. 2 baskets don't mean you're killing. Now, there are people out there who actually pay money to other people in exchange for a certain amount of tweets per week, per month, or even an annual package. I say this again. There are parents that have been lulled into paying a fee in exchange for having their kids tweeted about.
And then Jimmy, and these mamas and dad, they just like to see their babies' names in lights. Now, don't you get that twisted now. Even if the dude ain't got but 12 followers. But keep going.
So how can you tell? Well, one way is this. The parents that you suspect, not like they're in a criminal investigation and that, that's their legal right. That they want to pay, then pay. But then, that's a whole other topic where we spare that right now. But how about ask that parent, how much do they pay? What's the, act like you're interested. And then now you can see the return, if the return on that investment appears to be substantial. But first you have to know what they're paying. If a person is paid $10 for a tweet, and a guy that has so many thousands of followers tweet his name out, but if it's false or frivolous or misleading, you are sitting there, you're one of the parents, your sons play on or daughters on the same team. So guess what you can do? You can ask them, that parent, in a grown folk conversation privately. Okay, tell me about this. Is it? And then you ask them, is the return, is it worth it? If you did it all over again, is it worth it? What was you doing? Was you simply seeking to get attention, followers, or scholarship offers, recruitment out of this deal? Some people may just have paid just to induce the self-esteem of their kids. Think about that. Some people may have just, that's all. Some people just realize little Johnny just might be depressed because of COVID. Let me fire him up. Let me see his name out there. But then what happens is you see it and then you start to raise your eyebrow and your antenna as to something ain't right. I really believe that in this profession, right, of covering amateurs that play sports as a primary function, I just think that the integrity of too many people has been compromised. And one of the things that I wish, and that's why you see some of the passion that I exhibit, is because I'm trying my best to get you guys more educated to whereas we can protect this city from so much foolishness. And I'm just, like I said, once again, I just think that the integrity of a lot of people that cover this, they have personal interests and they have certain friendships that they are afraid to pinch. And this is what you see. So I mean, if I'm good with you, then I don't want to say nothing. I don't want to mention that you lost the game, or you might have made a questionable decision, or because we got right. It's a way to do that without embarrassing the coach or the player. Yes, it's a way to do that. But certain people, the same people will look and point their finger at the grassroots program or the high school program who has that one player, and they say, man, they letting the inmates run the asylum. Man, ain't no way I'll put up with that. So, but then the same guy will let his personal interests be compromised. And you will sit there and fight tooth and nail to try to find a narrative, then and kiss ass that somebody ain't wiped yet, fresh off the stool. You kissing ass just so you can get some gymnasiums for your event. You can see it a mile away.
To get some gymnasiums. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
How you get it?
You talk favor about certain programs, certain teams. Then you come back and you get them.
Jimmy, Jimmy, you lost me. You lost me. You lost me. I got you.
No, I'm pulling your antenna up, Pat. I'm pulling your antenna up.
Okay,
it wasn't up. Yeah, I'm matter of fact, I'm gonna put some aluminum foil on your antenna. It's some old school. You got an old school antenna.
Okay.
Put the aluminum foil on the end of yours.
Hook me up.
This is what's happening.
So I'm gonna talk good about. Hold on. I talk good about Hightower. So Woods and let me come use his gym.
No. That don't mean that's what you do it for.
No. I can't. I'm not one of them. I'm talking about. I'm just using it. I talk. No lose Woods. Let's not lose it. I talk good about what team? Sharpstown. Just so I can. Oh, Sharpstown is this Sharpstown. No, man, come on. But some people think, what's wrong with it? If the parents want to pay, what's wrong with it? Jimmy?
If they what?
If the parents want to pay, what's wrong with it?
I just said a while ago, that's your prerogative.
Okay.
But what are you paying for? That's the thing I think that gets misidentified, because the lure might be if I tweet you out, your name out, then this could happen. Or is this guaranteed to happen? I'm believing that some parents are being led to believe that you must do this because this is how so-and-so did it.
I got a question.
And it's crazy.
Outside looking in, how rampant is it? How widespread is it? That's what I want to know. I'm echoing. I'm getting my things out. Is it real widespread? Is it a lot of people doing it? Because if it ain't widespread, then we might not have that big a problem. Y'all follow me?
Well, being compromised and the integrity.
But it's not integrity of a parent saying, if a parent watched this today and said, I don't care what they say, man, just keep tweeting about my baby. I'm going to keep sending you them cash outs. And guess what? Didn't you just say that's their prerogative? My thing is, I'm talking about how widespread, and most guys, I guess, Jimmy, in that business, most guys, I think, would say, okay, I will keep on doing it. I mean, all I'm doing is I'm favorably tweeting about a kid. You know, Jimmy, certain newspapers have, when come elections, they have endorsements. They said, we gonna come behind this candidate. We ain't thinking about the other candidate, the Teamsters. We behind this candidate. So maybe this guy is telling them, look, I'm gonna be behind your kid. I'm gonna put him in a positive light. I'm tweeting about whatever he did. I'm not gonna talk about the negatives. Bobby Benjamin. I'm not gonna talk about the negatives. I am your media for hire. Excuse me. No. I am your PR firm. I'm your public relations firm. If whatever Lil Johnny do, like Stacy said something real key. He said, killing to somebody, 2 baskets might be killing into the eye of beholder. So if Lil Johnny hit 2 layups in a row, maybe this guy. I'm just listen. I'm playing. I'm an advocate here. I'm not gonna mention the devil's name. I'm playing an advocate here. I'm just trying to see what if that guy is offering them that service, Jimmy. That service. I'm your PR guy.
But that's the whole thing. If that were the case,
I don't know.
Then that would be a difference. That would be different.
Okay. Okay.
Because then that means now here's the thing. Why it be different? First of all, it's against the NCAA rules to engage in a contract or an agreement with a prospect.
What if you're just a tweeter?
It's against NCAA rules to engage in a contract or an agreement with a prospective student athlete.
For who? For who? Who those rules?
Whereas you would pay them, for their name, image, likeness based on their talent.
Jimmy, I think
that's the rule.
I think you're missing me. My point. For whom? Who is it against the rules? NCAA rules. Who are they governing? What if I don't have a scouting service like you? I'm just a tweeter.
But understand, if you
I'm not governed by the NCAA.
The rule governs the player for their eligibility. So that means if you engage in a contract or an agreement with a prospective student athlete based on their name, image, likeness on that and
you talking about that old archaic ass rule that's about to be?
But that's still a rule.
No. I said the archaic rule that's about to go to the Supreme Court, the one that we mentioned in the beginning.
Well, that's part of it.
All I'm saying is, okay. So you saying that let's put me. If I want to tweet about Angel. Look, Kevin Freidman. And Kevin Freidman and his mama gonna pay me. I'm not gonna tell y'all what the hell I'm doing. Kevin Freidman mama gonna say, hold on. Kevin Freidman mama gonna say, hey man, you be the PR guy for my kid. I got you. Man, F the NCAA. I ain't thinking about no NCAA. If I was these guys that were doing that, I'm just telling you. That's how I'm thinking. Now,
as I'm saying, I just replied to Trey Phillips.
Okay,
and that's on. And I for those of you on the YouTube feed, I'll read what he said on Facebook. I was just getting to that point.
Okay,
when I said it twice about the NCAA and the name, understand? Because you were talking about quote unquote media.
Yes.
So most of these quote unquote medias people have to have taken the pledge or the verbal qualification to become a scouting service.
Okay.
So if you are a scouting service, then they ask you, do you have a relationship with the kids? That's what I was about to say. That applies to that person. I was saying it, and
Jimmy, that's what we have to do.
Yes, a person can go into an agreement, Stacey. Yes, Houston. Yes, but if you are a scouting service, you're not supposed to do that.
Jimmy, in my industry, you're not supposed to do that, but people pay the players all the time.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. So guess what? If a person was to cut the light on in the room at some point in time and say, yo, y'all got this messed up. People do it all the time. Guess what? So that means, are you lying?
Somebody has said that. So a lot of people have said.
Are you lying? Are you lying?
No, I'm not lying. No.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying right now. Am I lying? Because I'm explaining to parents, because in this situation, a lot of parents, what I've been told, are led to believe that this is a commonplace, that everybody do it.
Wait a minute. Oh.
And I'm saying, if you're saying everybody do it, then you're saying everybody.
Jimmy, hold up. Tiffany messing with you, Tip. She said you might not do it on Twitter, but you put it on RCS Sports. You said her kid played like a 10th grader after scoring 1 point and left.
Yes, that's a private forum. That's not a public forum.
No. I'm just thank you, Tip.
Yeah. And guess what? A lot of these guys that you see in the smile at
Jimmy, 11 rebounds.
I'm saying something. A lot of guys, no. That's a whole different topic. Yes.
Okay.
Because what's expected of you?
Uh-huh.
If I expect more in a big game and bright lights, yeah.
Okay.
It's more expected. That comes to being the next Jalen Rose.
That's
whatever comes with it.
Who Tiffany's sons play for? Tom play for? You know?
Tiffany. I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. All right.
So my point is, yes. So, and what I was about to say is, a lot of the people that you see write private reports to college coaches.
And I understand that. I mean, she wasn't old.
And guess what? I'm gonna tell you one thing, parents. This is how you can square some of this stuff off. The next college coach who recruits your son, ask them who they subscribe to out of Houston. Then ask them, can they forward you a copy or a screenshot of what that guy of one of his reports?
Jimmy, we're not talking about
if a
reports
college
right
coach
now.
wants your son bad enough, they will roll our ass under the bus in a heartbeat if they didn't get your son. So tell them to give you a copy of one of the services so you can read what people are saying about your babies.
Hold on, Jimmy.
And I guarantee you, your thoughts will change about a lot of people that you've been smiling in their face about.
Reports is different from tweets, though. Would you agree?
No. We got there talking about what's in the VIP news.
But hold
that's
on.
That's a private room.
I need some information. Y'all help me. Tiffany and Kim, y'all son go to the same school. Y'all got to help me. I'm trying to figure some stuff out, Crystal. So Tiffany's son and Kim's son go to the same school because y'all. I'm just trying to get to know my kids around here, man. I'm trying to know all my little nephews around here, man. Somebody, I know we're 10 seconds behind because I think Kim's son go to Clem. Okay, yes, okay, all right. See, I'm just trying to figure this thing out, man. Now, Jimmy, I'm connecting some dots around here with them two.
What you said?
Kim and Tiffany. Now I see they have similar comments, and now the Klein Forest connection is helping me. Girl, y'all keep on talking. I'm gonna learn some more stuff today. But no, Jimmy, my thing is with the tweets and Bobby Benjamin. Back to Bobby Benjamin's original question. He just wanted to. I want to read it because I want to make sure y'all. This how it started. He said, "Should H-Town media be held accountable for posting our bad performances from the top prospects with the same energy that they have the top prospects any good?" And I just took it a little further because when you made me think about it, and Stacy brought up some.
Well, here's the thing, Hal.
I'm sorry.
I want you to pause right then. This is the point.
I will.
This is the point that I don't. This is the point that. That's what I'm saying about. Bobby Benjamin. If you're watching right now, it seems that people are afraid to hurt people's feelings. When people say Houston and they talking about media, they talking about people that's writing or covering the city, you're talking about two damn people or two damn services, which about 5 different people, maybe 3 tops. You're talking about 3 services. When you're talking about Houston, that covers the city. I understand.
And tweets, Jimmy, he said in tweets, you don't tweet.
No. This is what I'm saying though. But when you say Houston media,
H-Town media, okay, all right, okay.
To the ignorant ears that don't know what everybody does, there's really only about 2 or 3, maybe 4 tops. I'm talking about services. I'm not talking about video services. I'm talking about scouting services that are active. There's more than that. Because people like Rick Nelson have a service. He doesn't, he's not actively recruiting as a service just because this is a way around the rule. And some people get one, just have one so they can go in and you have Courtney Brooks has a service.
I never knew he had a service.
He has a scouting service. A lot of people have a scouting service, but I'm talking about the ones that are actively that people know that are actively covering the day-to-day of only this area, and people see it. So when you say that means you're doing a bundle, and in doing a bundle, you're putting the innuendo out there, and then that way now people say, well, damn. The question is, so they all do that. When really you're talking about that 1 or that 2.
Jimmy, Houston ain't got but 1 newspaper. Houston don't have but 1 newspaper, but they got all of the. Okay, keep on going. Thank you. Who said that? Shaquetta, you're so brilliant. She said Houston ain't got but 1 newspaper, but they got all of these media services. But keep going, Jimmy. Keep going.
What? You know what? The market of the newspapers helped create the Frankenstein. The lack of when I first started. The newspaper, that was one newspaper, Houston Chronicle. And I'm gonna tell you what happened when I first started. If you scored double digits, your name got in the paper, right?
Mm-hmm.
Houston Chronicle decided to do cutbacks, and they decreased the ink that was allocated toward high school basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Every game, the coaches would have to call in before 10:30 at night. They would call the hotline and they would provide their results. Angel Verdejo, you see him on in the Facebook Boomer Room. He used to work in the sports department at the Houston Chronicle. For you guys that didn't know, it's a lot of people you may not know what they do or didn't do, right? So that time, the Houston Chronicle decided to cut back. So I mean, you scored 10 points, you don't get ink. So what I started doing, if you scored 10 points and I knew about it, I started giving them ink on the website. I filled the void.
Okay. I got
the next thing you know, when they go, it blanched out. RCS
Coach
became popular.
Jimmy, hold
now
up.
People want to see their son.
Jimmy, I used to like to see, I was a parent. I used to like to see my son's name in the paper. I used to like to see his name. Hey, y'all got to really. I was a parent too. I used to like to see it. He didn't care, but I liked it as a parent to see his name in print. So parents, it's okay. We ain't bashing you, okay? But Jimmy, Stacy said something. Mr. Hicks, now I understand why you're on this topic. You're saying that parents are being told that they need to purchase this service in order to help your kids' recruitment. Now, that's certainly not true. That the media service will help their recruitment. If you're recruitable, the media and the video guys will talk about you. What do you think? Is that a good statement?
Well, I mean, the last two sentences depend on, the context of which he's saying it. Because sometimes you can type something and it can have a different meaning. But for the first half of that comment, yes, now you understand my why on this topic. That's one of the things that we attempt to perpetuate and attempt to strive for, is to understand, especially myself, to understand my why. That when I go in on certain topics, understand that once you understand the why, and it ain't hatred from one different angle. It's just it's a hatred because now you're being lumped in, you bundled in something that you ain't nothing to do with. So that means now people got a question: do you do that? And people get to thinking, because now you can say, well, everybody do it. So that means by you making a statement, that means it insinuates that all media don't say nothing bad about the kids. If your ass stank in a game or lay a goose egg, there's one person you guys know that's gonna talk about it and gonna mention it. I'm gonna say it on the Chop Shop. I'm gonna mention it in the VIP news. And understand something. This the part, and I say it again. A lot of people are afraid of hurting people's feelings. And I was saying it earlier about from one side of the fence. Hell, the other side of the fence too. Some of the guys that are in the amateur media sector, they are afraid to hurt your feelings. Get it? That's the truth. They want you to be able to smile at them and their kids give you a photo shot, or be able to talk to your kids when it's over. So they don't want to hurt your feelings. But in the meanwhile, you will see the fakeness in a lot of them.
Jimmy, I don't want to hurt
paying attention.
Jimmy, I ain't no media with them kids. I'm not in that, but I don't be want to hurt these parents of feelings. The parents that I don't know, but parents that I do know, if they talk to me, I'm gonna tell them. But I mean, I'm not gonna just blab this out on the show. I just make, but guess what? That ain't my function. That's why I leave this shit. This stuff to you. Excuse me, Lord, today. I leave this to you because this is what you do every day. When I see certain things and that I like, I'm gonna comment on them. Yesterday somebody tweeted me and told me that it's some kids in our city, and we haven't talked about it this whole show. Lost by. It's some kids in our city went out of town and lost by the speed limit. That's what a text I got last night. And I ain't said nothing about it today on the show. But they text me and said a certain team went out of town and lost by the speed limit. I ain't never heard that before. Tamika, I'm sorry. Lost by the speed limit.
He said, I ain't never heard that before.
I ain't never heard nobody say that before. You feel? I know Patrick Punts. I'm having a hard day because y'all give me, man. I'm sounding like John. John and Peter. It was the cursors in Jesus in group. They'll cuss you out in a minute, and I'm trying not to be there. They said they lost by the speed limit, man. But Jimmy, like I told you, remember I talked to a hoop legend one day, a couple of days ago, and he was just talking about. And he told me something key. He said, do these coaches in this city want to be 55, man? No, 55. The coaches, that speed limit, not the 75, the 55. Okay? Come on. Help me. Get here with me. Jimmy, he said what he's saying. He asked me a question. Do the coaches care about getting better in this city? And then he said some key about the play because he kept talking about the players. And I asked him a question. So, would you rather me not say anything about the player? Because if I say something good, the law, you know that law, the opposite of good is bad. If I say something high, I might have to say something when you're low. If you know. So we got to come to a conclusion, people, right now. And Jimmy, maybe it's a fork in the road for us right now. It's all right. We're gonna do it in a tasteful way. I'm gonna do it in a tasteful way. But when this guy called me, he texted me and said, somebody got beat by 55, the speed limit. He said the speed limit, and I'm sitting there saying, wow. But guess what? The Chop Shop then went 2 hours and 23 minutes. And guess what? Ain't said nothing about it. So, Jimmy, do me a favor, Jimmy. With the same energy that y'all get mad at us about when we talk about stuff that y'all don't like, man, they're talking about them kids. Will you tell them today, on this day, we didn't even talk about it? I still hadn't mentioned the team. So we got to just figure out if they had to went out there and won by 55, do you want me to talk about it? If you do, you want me to talk about when they got their ass tore up by 45. Jimmy, you can get us out of here with that one, baby. Because it's 224.
Man.
It's 224, baby.
It is 224. 24 minutes past the hour, guys.
Yeah.
And I co-sign that statement. Ain't said the name one time all day.
Mm-hmm.
I want y'all gonna remember that. So do we get any mulligans, any applause?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because I know
mm-hmm.
that some of y'all just knew.
Yes.
It was gonna be a whole different conversation.
Yes. Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Right? So guess what that means? All that pre-talk, how would you say it? The pre-show talk that you probably already subscribed somebody. But anyway, so now if somebody called you and said that, watch this, that so-and-so, watch that. So now call and ask that person after the show, hey man, why you say that, man? That dude ain't even talked about y'all. Listen, dog. Listen, guys. The saying goes, hit dogs holler. Not hollering dogs get hit.
Oh my God.
And lastly, as where we land the plane, I want to remind you guys on rcssports.com, the VIP news is updated. That's the private portal on the website. That means the average general public, that room is $2.50 for the whole month. There's a lot of content in there, and anybody that goes in there, trust me, you can feel free to give a testimony or co-sign it in one of the boom boom rooms right now. There's a lot of content in there daily, a lot of helpful info.
Let me go in there right now.
Also, on the front of the website, rcssports.com, you will see recaps from last night's game. Showdown. Beaumont United came into Houston and opened up. Well, they didn't really open up a can of whoopers. They just they cruised to the win, pulled away in the second half, cruised to a double-digit 14-point win over Bel Air. Both teams were undefeated going into the game. I want to give a plug to what's Elijah's name? The young kid from Bel Air.
Elijah Lawrence. See, I know his name.
Elijah Lawrence. Give a shout out to Elijah Lawrence. He had about 28 points, maybe 29. Elijah played well. He came to play. Remember, I say if you lose, guys, get paid performance-wise in the process. That's why I always say. That means, in other words, fans from Beaumont who traveled to just for that game last night, it was at Butler Fieldhouse. And if you are watching somebody for the first time or for the 30th time, after that game, you get in your car and say, man, we kicked that ass, but get what? Hey, man, that little dude that's going to Rice.
Oh, he's going to Rice?
He's going to Rice.
I really like him.
And I like the fact that Elijah is taking a gamble on himself. He could have held and went and took others. He has an opportunity for one of those walk-on spots, which he's taking advantage of because it's academically, he's Rice caliber.
My man.
So he goes to Bel Air High School. He's going to Rice, going to put his own note. Trust me, guys, unless this dude is hurt, unless something happens with him, deteriorates his health, he will be on scholarship after 1 year.
It's my dude. I ain't never met him.
Last night, he did a lot of stuff on the left side of the court.
What? Why? He's right-handed? He's right-handed?
Yeah.
So he's right-handed, but he went to work on the left-hand side.
He was doing a lot. It was whatever you gave him, he taken in that game.
Okay.
And Beaumont United has some very good guards.
Yeah. Okay.
And I'll always like when you have performances like that, I look at who you're doing it against. That's why I invite you. Who's the opponent? That doesn't mean it doesn't discredit you as a person or as a performer, because guess what? I say it all the time. A Division I prospect is supposed to have a great game against an intramural kid, a future intramural kid. You're supposed to. Mm-hmm. And if you play enough of them over and over, different ones, you're supposed to have a dominating performance.
Sometimes them little intramural kids get in the damn way, Jimmy, and be about to hurt you sometime.
But guess what? You're gonna treat them good enough to where the coach gonna hit that buzzer and sub his ass out after you do something them 3 times in a row.
Yeah. You got to bust
3 times of anything will make somebody make a change.
2
Remember
times.
That's my rule of thumb.
2 times.
3 times of anything will make a coach make a timeout, make a change. 3 of anything. Now back to this game last night.
Okay.
Terrence Arsenault. How many did he have last night? The write-up is on the front of the website on RCS Sports.
I don't see the box score.
No. You got to click in to read more. It don't have a box score, but it has.
Damn, y'all sending me too many damn things. Okay.
You go to RCS Sports.
All right.
Click
okay. I got you. Terrence
Arsenault, he had a good stat line. I think it would. So I'll put it up right now.
Why do you say clean up on aisle 9? Who wrote this? You, Jeffrey Day. Jeffrey Day don't. That sounds like you.
Jeffrey Day. I mean, hey, you put the alcoholic and the preacher in the car together. Sooner or later, you're gonna get you're gonna get 2 alcoholics or 2 preachers before they get to where they're going. So Jeffrey Day, some of my stuff is free number. Those are Jeffrey Day's. That's his write up. And Arsenault had 21 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 block shots in the win.
But Jimmy, he said clean up.
That is a good day at all.
Hold on, Jimmy. He said clean up on aisle 9 is how Arsenault started out with 2 back-to-back put-back jams. That's how he started the game. Yeah, come on now. This the free content, Jimmy. I'm not getting them. Come on.
Yeah, this free. This is free. You guys can go and read it after the show. You can open up a different screen. This is on rcsports.com. It's a long, detailed recap. The thing about the recap, every time that we have a recap on the front of the website, there's going to be at least 5 evaluations of players who participate in that game at the bottom. So what you're reading is an evaluation of what happened in that particular game.
Yeah.
That's not to be confused with what he did last week, what he is, the body of work.
Okay.
Guess what? Now there's another thing that I had to go and insert in the article.
Okay. What you insert?
And that way I want to let it be known. And of course, Wesley Yates' father, he's on the YouTube page right now.
Okay.
And first, I'll read his comment. He say, Mines is #1 in Greater Houston from RCS Sports, and he laid a goose egg last night. 0 for 5 shooting. I'll let it be known. Character builds from what you do after a bad performance or a loss. This is from Wesley Yates Jr., the father of Wesley Yates III. So, and I applaud the father from acknowledging that your son pissed in the bed.
So this was a big game, right?
It was a big game. It was a big game because of the fact both were undefeated. And mind you, both have 2 or more Division I players on with offers on the team. Terrence Arsenault, Wesley Yates III have Division I offers for Beaumont United. Elijah Lawrence had an offer on the table early on, but this Rice walk on that he's doing it's a mulligan go to it. I mean, he's going, you can use it however you wish. He's going D1, and he's going. And now,
Jimmy, who they play next?
Is Jacob Cole. He's a sophomore.
Okay, what Jacob do?
Jacob had 8 and 8 in the loss, and you read the evaluation that now. Let's back to Wesley. I want to give my 2 cents in.
Okay,
because after Jeffrey Day wrote the article, I went back and realized because Jeffrey Day didn't want to mention, that the #1 player in the city didn't hit a field goal the whole night. And so I had to go back in there and write it in. I let him know. I went and updated and added that in there. So that's my writing on that paragraph. And Wesley Yates, it says there's no such thing as a bad game in the big game. Fortunately, the T-Wolves won the contest. This was not a good night at the office for the area's #1 ranked sophomore. He finished with only 2 points, both free throws during the final period. Yates missed all 5 of his field goal attempts, 0 for 2 from three-point land, and spent a good chunk of minutes on the bench during the second half. The coach's decision. I wrote it like that because that's another refined way of saying he got benched.
Yeah, shit. I mean, he couldn't redeem himself. Coach.
But he won the game.
Yeah.
His team did. His team won the game.
I'm with Wesley.
Meanwhile, it just something wasn't right about him last night. Now, meanwhile, here's what
his girlfriend probably act crazy last night, Jimmy. We don't know.
Guess what? It ain't Bel Air's fault. It ain't my fault. You come to see him. That's the whole thing. The thing is accountability. It's a way to say in that write-up, there's nothing discrediting or below the belt about the young man. That's what I'm saying. You can let the public know if a player don't do well, because otherwise it's too many of these kids we make seem like they're superhuman, like they can never have a bad game. It's like if you let some people tell it, it's like a living mixtape. Like every time they play, they're killing. It's going to happen, and guess what? Depending on who you're playing against, the stakes would be you would be held accountable. Meaning, if the night before last, before this week is out, Heather, I would personally have seen the #1, #2, #3, and #4 sophomores, according to RCS ranking, by the end of this week. I will have personally laid eyes on all 4 of them. Because I'm going to see Elkins with Chris Johnson on Friday night. They play against Bush. I'm going to see Tyler Smith again. I already have my schedule made out. Thanks to Doug Jones, Jeffrey Day. They helped me out with making my schedule. That's what we're supposed to do. Keep me on point. So I know where I'm going. We know where they're going. And guess what? So that means now,
so if Tyler versus Chris, if
Tyler Smith can continue to take care of business, then Tyler Smith will assume that #1 role.
Gotcha.
Mind you, the rankings just came out last week, and I want to let you guys know, in case you didn't know, on the rankings, They both were tied for first. They both received a total score of 5.
See, I did not know who we talk, him and who Wesley.
And Wesley Yates.
I did not know because I don't look at the
So
rank.
what happens is
Right.
we don't have in our infrastructure. It's not written where you could put tie first, tie second.
You can't put 1A and 1B though.
No, you can't do that in our infrastructure. We don't have it. We don't have it written in there. Our tech guy, well, you know how to. We didn't ask for that. So that means the split decision went to the guy who was already number 1. That means for it to be 5-5, mean already that the gap is closed, because the first time it was like 6-5 or something, or 4-5, 4-6. Now it was 5-5. So now Tyler Smith is on the clock. So what if Tyler Smith performs against Chris Johnson? Then that would give him an edge going into next month's updated list right at the beginning of the new year, the week after New Year. This is how I'm simple. Now, meanwhile, just because if Tyler Smith outplays Chris, what if Chris outplays Tyler? If Chris outplays Tyler, that's a meaningful matchup.
No, that just helps Tyler move. That just helps Chris move up. That's all.
Or it can offset and validates Wesley Yates' goose egg. See, that's what's at stake now. Because now Wesley, you lay an egg, that number 1 spot kind of shaky.
Tyler ain't laying no egg.
I'm just saying. So understand, I'm saying this before the game. And if a parent is watching, this should be fair enough.
I mean, it's good.
What we're saying right now.
But I got a quick question though. Coach Leah, she just asked a question. How well are the COVID-19 protocols being enforced in these gyms? I don't know. I haven't been in one, Leah. That's a question to Doug and all the guys who always be there. How well they're being enforced, I have no idea. Jimmy, you can answer that question.
Well, how they're being enforced? When you go to these high school games that I've been to, pretty much all except one, you have to. They're putting a temperature check on your forehead. Other than that, it's up. There's enough space. None of the events. Well, talking about the scholastic events have been where they're allowing full capacity. So most of the events is up to you to just basically sit somewhere and practice your own version of social distancing. And I've done it myself. I think I told somebody last week, I was sitting at a game, and somebody came and sit right next to me. I don't even know. I was at the Kingwood and Clearbrook game last week. I saw Joe Baldridge, the Scholar Athletes, was there, because a lot of his kids from Scholar Athletes played for Kingwood. And I'll be damned, right next to me. I mean, there was a bunch of space. These 2 little teenagers come sit right next to me, like about 2 feet. And I just politely just scooped over and went back a whole another row. That way, that's an option that you have.
Okay.
Because it's like this. If you don't think about it like this, as a grown folk, tell the truth. We've all been in restrooms before where somebody's been in there, and we're about to land the plane, where somebody been in that restroom and did not wash their hand and walked out of the restroom. Once again, we've all been in restrooms where somebody's been in that restroom along with you and got to doing their business and walked right out the restroom, didn't wash their hand. When the last time you told one of them, said something to one of them persons that was walking out the door? Hey, man, you ain't gonna wash your hand? Tell the truth right now. When the last time you said something to one of those people? Know what you do? You know what you do? You let them go on about their damn business. And you get back to your seat, you say, man, you know it's crazy. I didn't wash my hand.
And I make sure he don't never come over here and try to shake my hand.
You see, so my point is, if you don't say nothing to that person, then what the hell are you going to do saying somebody that's going to sit down and don't have a mask on or next to you or want to come and invade your space? Just move out the way. Move out the way. That's what you do now. That's the new thing right now, because you can't tell nobody nothing without possible consequences to come behind it. And so, but anyway, guys, it's that time, man. We had a good show today. Women Rock Women. Shout out to all the ladies out there. I see you guys out there. See you girls. Of course, there's a big showdown this evening. Atascocita will be hosting Summer Creek.
Oh, that's right. Big Doug coming down. Big Doug
Atascocita. Big district game. And it's going down tonight. Doug Jones will be there. Jeffrey Day, I think, is going to be there. You know, guys know Wednesday, I'll take the night off. Let those guys get some work in and on that matchup. I get to see that matchup the second time around tonight, Wednesday. You guys don't know, every Wednesday night is date night in the Hicks household. That's how we've been doing it for like maybe 12, 13 years now. every Wednesday, if I'm in town, we go to a different restaurant. That's how we do it in the household. Family comes first. You guys, that'll be another topic. Take heed to that and imply that for those who don't. Remember, family comes first. Take care of your family during these holidays. We thanks for everybody for tuning to the Chop Shop so much. Make sure you share the show if you hadn't done so already. On behalf of Robert Hatter, it's Jim Hicks. Time to get up out of here, slide down Dino's back, and yabba dabba do this thing on this Women Rock Wednesday. Peace. Chop Shop.
Jim Hicks, Rob Hatter, you are now tuned in to the Chop Shop. I'm Retro, let's get it. We in the Chop Shop, we live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk, we live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop, I'm talking sports talk. So turn your dials up, it's live in the Chop Shop. We in the Chop Shop, we live in the Chop Shop. We talking sports talk, we live in the Chop Shop.